In the 12th century, Bengal stood at the crossroads of change, a land of poets and philosophers, temples and trade routes. But beneath this prosperity, new powers stirred across the subcontinent. From the fertile plains of the Ganga to the temples of Bikrampur, a dynasty rose, proud, powerful, and deeply rooted in faith. This is the story of the Sen Dynasty, Bengal's last great Hindu empire before the dawn of the Sultanate. The story begins in the south. According to the Deopara inscription, the Sens traced their lineage to Karnataka. Two chieftains, Samanta Sen and his son Hemanta Sen, were warriors of southern origin. Some say they served as mercenaries under the Great Palace. Others believe they arrived with invading armies, only to settle in Bengal's western frontier. But fate had grander plans. Then came Vijayasen, 1095–1158 CE, the true founder of the Sen Empire. A warrior of unmatched ambition, Vijayasen began his conquest from Ra, in present-day West Bengal. Through alliances and strategic marriage with a Sura princess, his influence spread swiftly. Inscriptions sing of his victories over the chieftains of Gaur, Kamrup, and Kalinga. And though poets may have embellished his feats, one thing was certain. Bengal had found stability after centuries of turmoil.
The Deopara Prasasti, composed by his court poet Umapatidhar, praised him as the restorer of peace and prosperity to Bengal. His reign marked the return of order, and with it, the flourishing of art, literature, and architecture.
After Vijayasen came Ballal, 1158 and 1179 CE, a scholar king remembered as much for his intellect as his might. Tradition tells us that he ruled over 5 great provinces: Banga, Varendra, Ra, Bagri, and Mithila. Under Ballal, Bengal witnessed an intellectual revival. He authored 2 remarkable Sanskrit works, Dan Sagar and Adbhut Sagar, reflections of a deeply philosophical mind. But Ballal is also remembered for something more controversial: the rise of Brahmanical orthodoxy. Historians like Nihar Ranjan Ray note that under the Sens, North Indian Brahmanism gained a strong foothold in Bengal. It was during this time that the Kulin system emerged, a rigid social order that gave rise to centuries of caste dominance and division. Ballal's son, Lakshman, 1178–1207 CE, inherited a vast and prosperous kingdom. He was already 60 when he took the throne, a ruler deeply spiritual and an ardent devotee of Vishnu. He was a patron of learning, surrounding himself with luminaries like Jaidev, the composer of Gita Govinda, Doyi, and Umapatidhar. The Sen court at Bikrampur glowed with poetry, music, and debate. Under Lakshman, Bengal reached its cultural zenith, a golden flicker before the storm that was to come. But even as Bengal thrived, cracks began to appear. New regional powers rose: Damanpal in the Sundarbans, Harikala Deva in Tipura, and the mysterious Patikara kingdom near modern Kamilla. Old provinces sought independence, and the mighty Sen administration began to falter under its own weight. Beyond Bengal's borders, in the far northwest, a different storm gathered: the Turkish invasion of India. What began with Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad of Ghor soon reached the very gates of Bengal. In 1202 CE, a name entered Bengal's history that would change it forever: Muhammad Bakhtiar Khilji. A daring Turkish commander, Bakhtiar led his cavalry not through the main roads, but through dense forests and hidden trails. His army, swift and disciplined, emerged suddenly near Nabadwip, where the aged Lakshman was dining. As the chronicles tell it, Bakhtiar entered the city with just 18 horsemen. So sudden and unbelievable was the attack that the people mistook them for traitors. By the time panic spread, it was too late. The Sen palace fell in chaos. Lakshman fled by boat towards East Bengal, leaving Nabadwip in ruins. And thus, without a great battle, Bengal fell. Not to might alone, but to surprise, speed, and fate. The once great Sen Empire splintered. For a few decades, Lakshman's sons, Vishwarup Sen and Keshav Sen, ruled small territories in East Bengal, but the age of the Sens had ended. The age of the Sultans had begun. Archaeology still whispers the tale of this vanished world. From Mahastanga to Paharpur, from Mainamati to Bikrampur, stone sculptures, inscriptions and temple ruins tell us of a civilization that once shone bright, a land where the art of the palace met the faith of the Sens. The fall of the Sen Dynasty was not just the end of a kingdom, it was the end of Bengal's ancient Hindu epoch, and the beginning of a new era that would reshape its identity for centuries to come. This was Bengal Heritage Uncovered. Join us next time as we journey deeper into the forgotten chronicles of Bengal's past.